Hey guys, what y'all doing? I wanted to come back on for a minute and talk a little bit about the Idaho 4. I don't really done nothing on that before, maybe one time, but with everything starting to approach and all the new stuff coming out, the judge ruled, as y'all know, about the DP, right? That he will not take it off the table, and I think that's wonderful. I think it should be on the table. Especially in this case. And what makes me, in a way, feel like, why would the lawyers ask to take that off the table? They must feel like they have a lot of good, solid evidence, right? In this case. So that's kind of what that throws me. Trigger warning, guys, by the way. And allegedly, this is my thoughts, my opinion, my speculation. Only my thoughts, only mine. Only mine, right? All allegedly, in my opinion. And free speech, baby, free speech. And trigger warning times 50 million, right? Y'all's comments, y'all's alone. Not to reflect the channel. We do our research together as a Ruby Pack, right? But I did want to come on for a few minutes and talk about it. I'm waiting for my food to finish, so I was like, man, I got about 10 minutes. I'm gonna jump on and talk to him about it. And as I'm kind of digging in on all these cases that are getting ready to start, right? Like, I'm trying to get all the little bits and pieces of information I can get from them and try to gather any data or intel I can grab, right? And that way I don't want to, I focus a lot of my time, of course, on searching, but I do need to get knowledgeable on some of these cases, right? And I know they're important to y'all guys, so I want them to be important to me too. So I do feel like that's kind of one of my big thoughts on this, is why ask to take that off? If you felt like, he's innocent, right? Then why would you be worried about it? I feel like you're worried about it because you feel like, they got a lot of good, solid evidence, right? Which I've always thought so in this case. I've always thought in this case they had a lot of information. I think there's going to be a lot of DNA. I don't think it's just going to be one little knife, whatever that thing is called, right? The sleuths or whatever, right? I think it's trigger one. I think it's going to be a lot more than just that. I think they got some stuff out of that car. I think, and I'm hoping and praying that they found that stuff, that whatever was used in this case. I pray that they do, because, of course, I don't feel fair that they moved it, right? But in a way, this judge is 100% more serious, and I like that. I actually love that. I think that you can't give in to everything, right? And everybody in the beginning was saying, well, he's getting everything he asked for. Well, it shouldn't be that way, right? 50-50, right? And I feel like this one is not going to put up with none of that. And that's what kind of judges we need, right? Is ones that aren't going to play around. They're going to freaking cut to the point, cut to the chase. Hey, and I'm hoping that he has to stay in orange. I'm hoping that he doesn't, get to dress up in regular clothes. I'm hoping. I always feel like if you're on trial for something with evidence like DNA or anything, that, yeah, you should not be able to dress up, right, in your normal clothes, right? No, that's not fair. It's not fair to those 4 children, right, or any of those families. And I mean, these were all angels in college. Like, their whole life was coming up, their whole future, right? And that father that's kind of speaking for everyone, whoo, man, he is Superman, right? He is Superman. And I mean, shout out to him. He has never stopped, right? He has fought for everything, every inch, right? And that's what fathers should do. He's just a really wonderful example of a father that's going to fight to the end, right? And it's just amazing to see one that will do that, right? It is amazing. And how he's brought all those families together and made them stronger, and pushes and stays on top of every little thing, like, right? Like, this is basically like his whole life is invested into this trial, and that's wonderful. It's amazing to me. And that's just, of course, my thoughts, but it is amazing to me, right? And I'm sure there's some people that think this man is innocent, right? There's some people that think he's not, and I just don't think DNA lies. I really don't. And I think a lot of cases, and a lot more upcoming cases, will be solved by DNA. And it's an amazing tool. We all have DNA, right, within us. So I think it's a wonderful tool. I really do. I'm glad they utilize it in the way they do. And it can put somebody somewhere, even if they say they're not there. And I think technologies, Blue Smurfies, Wi-Fi boxes, hotspot, whatever they may be, they will link people, whether your phone is off or whether your phone is on, right? It's still going to try to pair. So it's still going to pick up that usage. So that's a wonderful thing as well. And this is just such a sad, like, I think one of the reasons why I don't cover this is because it is so heartbreaking, right? It's just, it breaks my heart every time I think about this case. And I pray for justice just as well as all y'all do, right? I feel like this Papa Rogers thing that went all over, I feel like that person had to be connected, because they knew things that nobody else knew. And I've never really broke this case down for y'all, right? And I'm going to one night. I'm going to try to break it down over a 30, 45 minute, hour video for y'all guys and get my notes out and really get down to it. But I just wanted to bring it up because I had read a few things that y'all probably already know, but I didn't. So I'm excited to see that the judge is not giving in, right? Like, sorry, DP has to stay on the table, right? That's agreed, right? It's of course, if he's found not guilty, then it won't matter, right? If he's found guilty, then it'll matter. And so it just shocked me when I see a defense attorney that's pretty much gotten her way through this whole thing, like, want to take it out of there. And it made me think, like I said earlier, I feel like there's something more going to drop when this thing starts. And I hope they have a mountain of evidence. I really do. I pray for the families, for justice for the families, and pray that there is a mountain of evidence. And whatever it may be, right? And I just feel like this is a case that's going to be watched all over the world. And I don't know how long it'll be. I figure it'll probably be a good little while, right? I figured that. Kind of like, the Stephen Stearns trial, I believe will be a good little while. And then the Jen Soto, I think, will come down to her being charged as well, right? And I think that one will take maybe not as long, but take a little while. And I'm just ready for this Idaho case. These families have been waiting so long for this that they don't need any more bumps in the road, right? We need this thing to get started and get going and stay on and, to the end, right? Get it started as soon as possible. And I feel the same way about the Karen Read. I hope they don't grant her till April 1st. Like, let's just get it going now, right? What's the need to wait? You've already been through one. It's not that much more out there, right? Let's just get it going and get justice, right? Whatever it may be, let's just get justice in one way or another. And I know that case, I kind of want to know y'all's opinion on the Idaho 4 too. I know we don't really talk about it much, but I have a lot of info on it and a lot of my thoughts, of course, but that I kind of want to share with y'all one day. But I want to make sure y'all want me to talk about it, right? If y'all don't, please let me know. And then that way I know, not talk about it, talk about something else, right? And I know it's not here yet and it's not starting, but all these things are going to be here before we know it. And then we're going to be like this one, like on the Baby Q case, right? It's going to be all over, and then before you know it, it'll be over with. And so I think getting it back up and bringing spotlight on it is only going to help to understand. Like, I want to understand more, right? I know the basics of it, and I know there's some things that went on that didn't sound right, but I do want to learn everything I can about it, right? So then I understand it. And all these things, when they get solved and figured out like this, or they gathered, intelligence or data or DNA, I like to know, because that only helps us with future things, like cases that we might be working on that can teach us how they find the things they find, right? Like, that's amazing. I think that they do good work in these, and I felt like they had that white card from the get-go. They were just trying to find it before they said too much. And I think they've done well at keeping everything down low, right? On the down low. So, and then, hey, tomorrow, guess what, guys? It's Sebastian Rogers' birthday, 16. And we need justice in this case as well. This boy needs to be found and brought home too. So we got to pray for him as well. Just like all the missing. That new case I brought up tonight, I'm going to dig into that. I'm going to watch the Dateline, like I said. I started it a while ago, and then I took a break because I thought my food was going to be ready fast, but I had to put it in the oven, so it's taking a little bit. But I did want to come on and talk a little bit about this one. Sorry if I'm rambling, guys. Y'all know me. I ramble a lot. But I did want to bring it up. I want to get y'all's opinion. I want to see, is it something y'all want to talk about, right? Is it something we should talk about once a week, once every 2 weeks? Like, I know there's not a lot of new stuff, but we can still go back and start it from scratch and look at different things and look at things that might help us understand the trial, or things like that of how it might go. I know, like I said, they kept a lot of stuff really close to the chest, and that's great. I believe that they should do that, because once trial comes, we're all going to know about everything, so it won't matter then. I think that I'm hoping there's going to be cameras in this one. I think that America should be allowed to watch this, like the Leilani trial. I think that we should be able to see these things, right? I felt like we should have been able to see the Delphi case. I feel like these cases that touch America's hearts, and we get so invested, that we should be able to see how it goes, right? And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I'm fixing to go. Hopefully my food's ready, but I want to eat. But I did have a little fire left, so I was like, I'm going to jump out there and talk to him for a minute about it. So anyway, if y'all want me to bring this up and talk about it and do a deep dive, let me know, guys. And we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for always being so kind and wonderful. And we will see y'all a little later tonight or in the morning, guys. All right? Y'all be safe. Be good. Remember, these are my opinions. Allegedly, all this is my opinion, guys. All right? We'll talk later. Trigger warning 2. Bye.